So let me get this straight. You're going to to tunnel your way to the complex and
Yes,
get the Dean out. What are you going to do with the scary ghost people who are going to try to murder us?
Avoid contact if at all possible. If not possible, then Crawl will punch them with its mighty tentacles.
This sounds like we have a plan to get in. Do we have a plan to get out?
You guys, while you are making the tunnel, I could be with the Dean right now. I don't want to fly, but I can fly. So I could be with the Dean right now, take him, go back here, and tell you if the bad guys are there, or if they are there, they will probably follow me and we'll fight them, like here. We don't have to go in. That's what I'm saying.
Do it.
Well, I guess he points me in the stacked direction, right? So I will swoop in,
I can
grab
just
the
telepathic.
Dean.
Well, I don't know what I do with telepathy thing.
No, you
I
don't
will
have time for
swoop
that.
in.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I will swoop in, grab the Dean and the other person, and go back to them.
Yeah, this game is a little more fine-grained in terms of
Let's go
resolution.
phase by phase.
Yes. Yeah, that's a lovely vision. That's a lovely vision. Statement of intent. We'll start with the fly over there part first. Ross.
Yes.
Hold on, Rod. Sorry. Just checking because Ross hasn't had a chance to say. You're prepared for the tunneling? Is that what's going on?
I think it sounds good to me.
Now, Rod. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to ask, can we get one last physical orientation? Where are we relative to everything else?
I'd like you to imagine what you might think of as sort of the typical irregular parallelogram polygon of a semi-militarized base. They make it as rectangular as possible given the terrain, and then the necessities of gates and stuff usually sort of bulge out or make extra angles and stuff like that.
So I'm getting something like that.
Yeah. Okay. It's very flat. They built it all on flat ground as much as there was. So, so good. And there is a helicopter landing pad. There is not a runway anywhere. You do not fly planes here, but there is a helicopter landing pad in there. So your trouble now is that you are in an area that is under surveillance, and so therefore any more dilly-dallying is going to get you spotted. And I wanted to know if Brian's entry is going to be stealthy or spectacular. Because Santiago sounded like he was going for spectacular, and I'm just curious which way he wants to go with that.
No, it was my bad. I actually would like to make it as stealthier as possible.
Stealth roll?
Yeah.
And for for you, it's going to be a make a control cost or control roll. I'm curious, just to see how long it takes for you. It matters how long it takes for you to get your tunneling underway.
You're talking
Yeah.
to me. Are we
Rod
on?
Yes, we
phase,
are. We
on
have
segment 3?
actually we have been on segments since you guys.
No, segment 3, segment 6. I recovered on those.
Right.
So this
You're
would
on
be
12.
9.
No, you guys have been all that interaction and another recovery and stuff
okay.
have all taken you up until 12. So you're acting on 12.
I rolled a 7.
7. Okay, good. You're being extremely stealthy, so that's good.
I make my control roll. So this is the control roll for my first half phase on 12.
Mm-hmm.
That is a success.
Excellent. Okay, so now you may tunnel on 12.
Except I'm not. I'm putting it all into Dex. And I'm going to Dex 29 and 3 points of resistant energy defense.
Wow. Okay.
Because he is either going to do it or he's not. And if he's not, then this is going to be a shit show. Am I wrong?
He's going to do what?
He's going in to extract John.
Yes.
If he doesn't do it, then
you're talking about Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're not tunneling. You're
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We
So-
switched the
right.
tunneling for.
Okay, good. So everybody take the
Fine.
recovery. Everybody take a recovery right now. And then, Crawl, you basically are like waiting.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm wondering what's happened to this exciting tunnel we were going to do, but I guess, Michael, you've got a better plan apparently.
I don't have a better plan, but I have a different plan.
Debating on how to describe something. Brian, your stealthiness is rather remarkable. You are able to use sudden stops and the immediate geography to completely get past the watchtowers. And I think that you are sufficiently familiar with aerial defenses in terms of sensor beams and stuff like that to fly. One thing that a lot of people might not remember is that you can fly low as well as fly high. And so, and stealthiness in that context is actually pretty impressive if you know what you're doing, which you do. Mm-hmm. And so we get a pretty cool little montage of how you actually get through it that's surprisingly stealthy. You, therefore, end up at that Quonset hut that had been identified to you, the one that Wayland and whoever it is that he's helping have ducked into. And then, and so upon getting to that particular hut, are you going to go inside it? And this is a split-second decision on your part. You are very much on enemy territory. So are you going to go inside? Are you going to wait for them? What will you do?
Where?
I'm going to wait and see if I can pick up anyone's thoughts. No, you know what? What I'm going to do? I'm going to wait and do a mind scan of the sulfur guy. What was the name? Brimstone. On the area. I want to know if he's inside.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
With the Dean.
Okay. And the answer to that is, first of all, make an attack roll. 3 dice. As far as you can tell, Brimstone is in this immediate vicinity and is actually on the other side of the Quonset hut, maybe a couple of Quonset huts away, and closing fast.
Alright, so I fly in, I burst through the wall of the hut, and if they're actually there, I grab the Dean and the other guy.
Okay. And so, you can do that. You're using the force of your flight to burst through. This is not that easy. Your force field will protect you. But in bursting through, this is going to burn a fair amount of endurance. You're going to have to use a good, solid buzz of... You're using your flight as strength. You understand that, right?
Oh,
so it's energetically, this is the same as being strong enough to bust through the door. It's not magic. You have to actually buzz your way through with the force of your flight. Just letting you know.
All right, no,
it's a
then
high
I don't
effort
want to
thing.
spend more endurance. I will stealthily go in and tap them on the shoulder and say, "Let's go."
Okay. Make a telepathy roll. 3d6
right.
Attack roll, because I want to see what goes off here.
9.
Okay. So you're picking up Dean Wayland's thoughts. Roll 3 dice just to make sure that it's... Actually, he's pretty smart, so you're going to need a good solid roll. 13. Unfortunately, that is not enough for Dean Wayland's intelligence. So therefore, you pick up sort of incoherent syllables, or you're picking up fragmentary and difficult thoughts. From the other individual, however, comes a blast of input. And that blast of input is traumatizing, because somebody has burned this person with curling irons, ordinary household objects, and in a repetitive and methodical way, and is and that the realization of somebody actually doing this, the intention of it, as experienced by the recipient, this is the second in 2 days. This is the second really like gut-wrenching sensory impression of activities of this kind that you've received, and it's not fun at all. You're like, you're hating. You might be proud of your telepathy as like your own special superpower, and not right now. So so yes, that's what you're getting. Now, so you said you were going to do a grab on both of them.
Yes,
try and
I want
get your
to
hands
enter
on both of them.
stealthily, grab them, and fly out
Okay.
of there.
Well, you can do so. First, I imagine you wince slightly at the input, and so just as colorful,
Like
a colorful thing. Yeah. Since they don't know you, they didn't know you were there, and it's scary and weird and all the rest of it, and you're wearing no shirt and look like a fetish monster. You may well want to reassure them, or you could just go for the grab, but that will have to be an attack roll. Poke or grab is what I'm saying.
just appear from the shadows,
Right.
and I say, "Come with me," and I grab them and fly. If I win the roll.
First of all, make your 3d6 roll for an attack.
7.
Good grab. You get both of them. Asterisk. Caption. Read the caption later. For everybody. Okay? Come back to that caption when we're not in the middle of this. Do roll your presence, please.
23.
23. Oh, that's good. John is shocked into lack of action enough that he cannot struggle or resist. He's just that startled. The other individual seems very passive in regard to all of this. So are you going to blast up through the ceiling? Is that the plan?
No, I'm going to fly back to where Michael and Kroll are.
I'm talking about leaving the building that you're in. How are you going to exit the building?
Through the door,
Oh,
but flying.
okay, good enough. That's doable. All right.
I'm saving up that endurance thing.
Make an acrobatics roll.
Yes, so 13.
Okay, then yeah, good enough. Okay, not bad. Dexterity 20. You just made it. So we basically see the door kind of open the way they do, and right, and so he's zipping his way back. Now, as you are zipping along, Wayland is screaming something like, "Not him! Stop! Not him! Look out!" Something like that. Now I want to see what Rod is itching to do.
We're right outside the target where he's going at.
Right.
So I just want to move around the perimeter and try to keep as much of a sight line on him as possible, while also, I guess,
Totally good.
occasionally looking
Good.
up to that watchtower.
Right. Totally good.
Looking for opportunities to throw a strategic Force Wall or Energy Bolt, which are pretty much my go-tos.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just saying, if he's pursued by regular Schmendrix or whatever,
Yes.
I can just Force Wall him in place.
Brian, everything seems to be going great. Faces are appearing. They aren't. They don't seem to you to be real, but for some reason you're imagining and perceiving very difficult, like way. You've lost your way, right? The angles of where you're going aren't where they're supposed to be. Your perception of how far things are isn't working. It's enough for you to be a little disoriented, and you know you're going to crash any second. You can't tell where you are. And the faces that I mentioned are appearing in this and fading in and out, and they are of screaming people. And so you are instantly disoriented in terms of where you actually are. And the question is whether you keep flying or not.
No, I come back down immediately.
Okay, so right, you halt and cease moving. You're still very disoriented. You can feel the two people you're holding. You can barely see them. You try and see, if you try and look any distance, like right there seems fine, like the ground you're standing on. Maybe the corner of that building seems like where it should be, but as soon as you try and like orient any further than that, it doesn't look right, and you know you're not getting a really good, clear idea of where you are or where anything really is. Direction is starting to fade. Which way did you come from?
Yeah.
And
okay.
so that's happening. And these faces just keep appearing, and they're really awful. I mean, you just don't want to look. They fade in and out. You know it's not like a real person standing there, but it's you don't want to look. And you guys have tried to keep a visual, like where he is, right? Perception check for that, both of you, right now. See if at this moment that you've been able to maintain it.
Get it.
11, so yes, I...
Okay. First of all, you're like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? You know, Zeus, he's so fucking stealthy. Look at that guy. You know, I keep losing him. You know, that's your situation. And Crawl, you're like looking and you're like, no, he's right. Hey, wait a minute. That whole area just went cloudy and distorted. That whole area that he was in. Something is interfering with their perception into that area. And it's not like a cloud of smoke or a featureless ball of darkness. It's a matter of so much distortion that you cannot orient your sight into it well. You keep getting contradictory messages at different places. So that's externally visible, that effect. Which should tell us, the reader, that this is not some mind-to-mind psychic effect. The person that is not Dean Wayland that you're holding is laughing at you in a kind of bitter laugh that's like laughing and says, "They don't stop." That's what he says.
Oh.
Now.
So I shout to the dean, what's going on? What's happening?
The Wayland is panicking. And in his mind, like, is overwhelmingly screaming. He doesn't really know who you are either. So yeah. But he's mostly terrified of this person. Intelligence roll.
The other person I'm holding?
Yes, that you can pick up, and you make an intelligence roll immediately, right now.
12.
The third member of Ghost is named Torment. Remember?
Fuck. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, I
just lands in my hands.
I let go of the Dean and charge onto the other guy as strong as I can. I just fly, grabbing him,
Grabbing him.
hoping.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Hit a wall.
like I tackle him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do not let go. I just fly straight. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going in the opposite way of the Dean. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Straight. I don't care if it's upward, downwards, straight
Excellent.
or where. I just hope we hit something, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys are going to see a pretty remarkable sight.
Uh-huh.
You've got your strength. He's got his. A glowing giant grows up out of that weird distorted field. A huge man. 10 meters tall, at least. So superhuman, titanic in size. The outlines are not entirely solid. He looks more like translucent and fading in and out of reality. And his appearance is not that, it's not like a person grew up into a larger size. His appearance is actually somewhat abstracted, somewhat generic, as a kind of sketch of a human rather than sort of an almost idealized form of a human, rather than, there's no hair, there's very neutral features, there's, the proportions are real basic, neither really bulked out or not individualized. And there's no like costume, right? There's no like flaring cape or, cool mask or anything like that. The only thing that's costumed is an oval outline on the face, like that, as if someone had drawn an oval outline onto the face. So and you guys can see this, and you guys recognize the facial design immediately as the same as on the other two, and he's holding. So you thought you were holding him? He's got a strength of 35. He's holding you. Right? You're like, I'm gonna fly! Whoa! As he's standing like he's holding you up in the air, right? Brings his hand back and throws you.
No.
Right. So, and you go slamming straight into the watchtower. Okay.
Damn. So much for stealth.
Right. Uh-huh. And so, yeah, I think the two of you do the jaw drop. Considering that growth provides you with presence, not very surprising, let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, display of power, very violent action, surprise. Let's see, the base amount, which is 30. Gonna need a few more dice here.
Does something come off because he doesn't know we're there necessarily?
I beg your pardon?
Does something come off it because he doesn't know we're there?
No, as a matter of fact, it's going to be one level less on you guys because it's not directed toward you guys particularly. Yeah. And then let me think if there's any other. No monologue. But very appropriate setting. Yeah. Oh goodness, that is a big old pile of dice.
How many did you get to?
An even 40.
It's a lot.
And so that's what's your presence for the oblate?
15. So
15.
2 times.
2 times. Only 1 time though, because he drops a level. Yeah. And then
It's a half phase loss.
Yeah. Actually, no. Just a lost. He goes next. I mean, you don't actually lose a half phase. Ross, presence.
15 is fine.
Okay, same. Okay, so you guys each basically he gets the drop on you for the next action is what happens, or more accurately, someone does. Danger sense for Ross.
That's an 8, so yes.
Okay, so you're going to be able to use your full DCV, your full
Okay.
defense value. And so, Brian, there's your situation.
So I guess I get damage.
53 stun. 11, 12, 14 body. Your force field does apply. Physical force field does apply. So your force field is how much total?
Plus 10,
Right.
but I
So
don't have the...
that's okay. 10 of them are stopped by your force field. So therefore, you're going to take 4 body, which means you are physically injured. And then the 53 stun is going to be stopped by, well, you're going to basically take about 39 stun. And that's more stun than you have. So you are at 0 stun. You have been knocked out.
Right.
There was his own strength, and then there was combined with the strength of hitting the guard tower. So basically the guard tower hit back. So you were completely thrown into that. You would have been killed if it weren't for your force field. That was a fatal shot to a human body.
Damn.
Yeah. Very, very sick. That was a Hulk shot, basically. You just took a punch from the Hulk. So, the tower starts to buckle, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, gentlemen, I believe you have some people here to talk to you. You, however, danger sensed it and turn in time, and of course Scorpion is there. And he says, missing something, and throws something at you. So he does get to go because of the whole, presency thing going on. However, you do have your full DCV. Go ahead and tell me what that is. I believe it's 7, correct? Unlike last time, he does not roll a 17. And you may be a little bit surprised because what actually lands on you, were expecting some martial arts strike or something like that. And what lands on you instead is merely some sort of like wet rag. Just like a wet rag that he just kind of unrolled and threw on.
I'm sure this is going to get worse, but yes.
Pretty sure it's covered with your goo.
Yeah, he came
right?
prepared. He came prepared this time. He knew all about it. Hello, Finn, not Crawl.
Oh.
I'm so not pleased to see you.
Michael.
Okay.
Scorpion is engaged, although being Scorpion, he's probably pretty aware of his surroundings. But go ahead and Michael is the one who is currently free to go.
Okay.
Actually, Finn, you are too.
Okay.
Can you clarify the speed chart environment for me, Ron?
Yes. You are in combat round 12. However, you had lost your sort of get to go. But Scorpion's faster than you guys anyway. But basically,
Not at the moment.
well, really? Yes, that's right. Well, however, he got to go because of the presence
Because
attack.
of the presence.
But that still means you get to go now, before Finn does.
All right. I'll let it lie for now. I'll just do a straight energy blast.
6 die 6.
8 dice 6.
8 dice 6.
Now the question is, do I want to spread a little for a little more juice? I'll take a spread for +1 CD.
Yep, sounds good.
At Dex 29, that'll get me up to 11 CD.
Yes,
At Dex 29.
absolutely.
And I'll be hitting him with 7 dice 6. Okay, so that's a attack roll is 12 at an 11 OCD.
That actually is pretty damn good. That actually hits him.
Okay.
His DCV is 10, which is extremely high, but not that high.
So right on the money, basically.
So yes, roll your damage. Where is Scorpion? Ah, here we are.
Sometimes that is. So that is 23, 29 stun, and 8 body.
Okay, so 18, 29. Okay, so he took 11 stun. Where's my pen? There. And roll 2d6.
So I did 8 body, and I roll an 8 now. Bummer.
Well, yeah, so no knockback. What does the blast look like again? Please don't say
It's
a spray of
basically-
beetles.
It's a spray of beetles, Rod, and what happened? No, it's a glowing golden lance, like an ancient.
That's right. That's right. Oh, that's cool. So you basically do like the two-handed over the shoulder stab,
Yeah,
or
like.
okay.
I'm like guiding it with my hand.
Okay. Excellent. So you lance him, but he doesn't go anywhere. He says, "Un."
Okay. Yeah, I read the article. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
excellent. Well, that's just too much fun. He didn't just sneak up on you guys. He does have limited invisibility. Just letting you know.
Okay.
So it sort of justifies the wait till you're presenced and then go visible to attack right on top of you thing, and only danger sense kept you from being cold cocked.
Right.
Because if he was able to get you with that without you realizing, then he could have then he had his action to attack with.
Yeah.
So you slowed him down a little bit by noticing him with the danger sense, and then you were able to get in the attack because of that heightened dexterity. So you guys seeing how conditional this is?
Mhm.
I mean, how if you just played right off the sheet, he would have had you, right? Depending on how the rolls turn out. So just letting you know how conditional all this stuff is in Champions. So, especially with a martial arts character, you just do not know which way it's going to jump. So, let's do it. Let's go. Yes, and so that's going to be the end of 12. Brian will recover. What?
do I-
Finn.
does
Yes,
Finn-
Finn goes. Sorry, what?
Okay. I was just going to say, do I get to go? So
Take him out, Finn.
how far away from me is he?
He's right next to you.
Right next to me. Okay. And currently nothing horrible has happened to me as a result of whatever he did with his...
Yes, I believe I was clear. Yeah, your powers turn off. You're not in Hero ID.
Oh, okay, right, sorry, I didn't understand that.
Wait. Holy balls.
Not in Hero ID, so
Yeah.
it seems that...
I thought it was just the susceptibility. I didn't know he actually turned you up. Okay.
Okay,
Whoa.
He was really prepared. Yeah.
Yeah. so
right,
it's-
in that case...
Whoa.
Hey man, he got all that stuff on like 20% off cost. You're gonna feel it sooner or later,
Yeah,
and now's the
that's fair enough, I
time.
don't mind.
Yeah.
I will punch him in the face, though.
That's so Finn. It's like that's so Finn. Oh yeah? Here.
Make a huge amount of difference for that. Right, so...
Fill in.
Roll 3d6.
3d6. I got a 6. My CV is 7.
And yes, and what is your you got a 6, that's pretty damn good actually.
Oh.
7 against
6 on
10.
10.
Oh wait. 6 on a 10 should be that's a 4 difference. He needed as 7 or less. So yeah. So you rolled a 6, so he hit. Okay, Ross, Your strength out of hero form is
40.
still 40.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
The strength never goes away. Right.
That would have got 2
Yeah.
if I brought that down. So.
Okay.
Surprise, surprise, Scorpion.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Please get knocked back.
okay, right. 10, 20. Okay, so that's 28 total.
28 stun, right?
Yeah.
It does 8 body.
Right. Okay. Wow. Okay, so now roll 2 dice.
9.
Ow. That was round 12. That was segment 12.
Yeah.
And so we recover,
Yep.
including Santiago.
Yep.
So,
Yes. So
Okay.
what is that? What does that look like?
In my rules, which
Yes.
means the ones that I didn't grind my teeth over for 20 years, in my rules, you can't go to negatives. So you were taken to stun 0. And so what that means is that you now have you now have stun and endurance equal to your recovery. What it also means, however, is that you only get to do that once in a fight. Go down again,
Okay.
you're
Yeah,
not getting
yeah.
up.
All right.
Right. That's the way it works.
All right.
Yeah.
So I see where they are fighting, right?
Right.
From
Well,
where I come?
that's a good question, actually. For you're dealing with rubble and are otherwise preoccupied. So no, you do not. You will have to do active perception in order to do that, which would be an action which does not permit you to recover.
Yes. All right. I get it.
Yeah. Just chill out for a round. You'll be
So-
fine.
I do get to see the giant guy that hit me.
He's kind of hard to miss. But
Right.
let's clarify a little bit. Let's do segment 2 first, and you don't go on segment 2. I go on segment 2.
All right.
The
Scorpion using his speed boost for when he gets hit.
yeah. So and since he didn't go anywhere, like last time, he kept getting thrown around. Now, since he didn't go anywhere, right. So first of all, acrobatics, which he succeeds at. So basically, he does one of those things where he like kicks in front of his face, and for some reason does a weird pinwheel. Crawl. I'm getting my rules mixed up, like when crawl was made. What are your defenses when you're not in hero ID?
My defenses are not in here ID are 8 physicals defense
And that's it.
and 5 injury defense. That's it. I don't have any armor or anything like that.
Right. So that's exactly what I thought. Okay, good.
Is he attacking me? In which case, I'm going to dodge.
He actually has a comparable offensive strike, and rolled a 7.
Oh, okay.
Right. He says you didn't get it right this time. It works like this, and so and does that same knife hand up thrusting hit that he did before. Right. So the fun part is that you actually don't take very much stun,
Okay.
which makes this especially nasty. You said you had a defense of 5, right?
8.
8. Okay. You only take 2 stun. Right, and then you're going to take 3 body.
Okay.
Right. And so basically, yeah, it's extraordinarily painful. And he says, Aomi Biota wants a really good look at you, but I don't think you have to be working very well. All right. So that was segment 12. Segment 3.
Was that not segment 2?
Wait, no, that was 2, dude.
Sorry. Yeah, segment 2 now for 3.
Okay.
All right. So you're all speedy, aren't you, Michael?
Yeah, I'm at
You go
Dex
first.
29.
That's ridiculous. What do you do?
Do I have a clear shot on Scorpion again?
Sure you do.
Good. Take it. Drop a die from the damage for a spread to get the +1. So I'm going 11 on his 10. So I'm needing a 10. I'll drop 2 dice. So I'll go 12 on his 10.
Go ahead and roll.
Has his 10 changed? Because he did some funky maneuver involving...
Acrobatics? Yes, it does.
Hit.
So, therefore, he's gotten insane. He's up at 14 or so. But you rolled
8
with an 11, correct?
with a
DCD
12.
with 12. Then you hit. Yeah. You're rolling quite nicely against Scorpion, actually. He's been...
Yeah.
Your D6, your pluses have made you comparable to him, and then you're rolling low.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, that's the point. I can discuss that in the after party. Here's the stun. 10, 20, 32 with 9 body. Scorpion.
Oh, come on, he says, as the lance passes right through him. The next phase.
Deported to D-Solid. Okay.
Right. So...
Yeah, I remember that now. All right. Yeah.
He says we are called Ghost. Now, so yes, now that I have upset everybody greatly, I believe Finn goes next, and then Brian will go finally.
Does a boarding to D-Solid kill his next phase?
Well, everybody's talking at once. Wait, what?
Does a boarding to D-Solid take his next phase? Though?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So I aborted the last round, so I don't.
Right. So you're right, and so now Brian takes your recovery.
Oh no, I use stealth to climb down the watchtower I am in without being
Right. So you're staying undercover. Good. Roll your stealth. Good. Okay. So you take a move and you're stealthy. That's fair. It's collapsing, but it didn't crush. It didn't come down in a huge spray. It just kind of crumpled.
5.
All right. So, yes, no problem. So you have maneuvered over, and you were asking whether you could still see the glowing giant guy, and the answer is, oh, yes, you can, and so can everyone else. Yeah, he's actually already moved. He's not going toward you or the watchtower. He is going toward the main detainment center.
Right.
So he steps forward toward the main detainment center.
I still haven't seen the guys fighting Scorpion, right?
You have room here for... Well, no. Your stated action was that you stealthed your way out of there. That took a lot of attention, and you were interested in what the giant guy was, what Torment was doing. Yes. You're done. So,
right.
So good. So that's that. So he actually takes as you can imagine, he has quite a stride, and so it doesn't take him very much stepping to get to the detainment center. He's reached it. Scorpion, who has lost his action. Phase 4, 3, 6, 9, 10, no, we have speed 3. Okay, I guess that's it for 4. And so then we're on phase 5.
I want to say...
Yes.
These things are 0 phase actions. Michael, leave this idiot to me. Remember what we're here for.
Understood.
And I was going to attempt to taunt
You're right, Finn.
Scorpion.
I'm going to do what I can.
But we can come back to that in a minute.
In my first half phase, I will roll my VPP control roll. That is a success.
All right, man.
I will switch to 6 inches of tunnel.
Oh, at last! At last, the tunnel. At last. By the way, give me some visuals on your Speedy.
Oh yeah, I had a whole thing. No, I'm wearing this cheetah pelt, like alley-oop style cheetah pelt with a golden girdle with like ancient Egyptian runes. It's like, it's like ancient worldy shit. Like, that's
Okay.
It's like an art. I'm summoning an artifact from the collection to.
I'm going to say that when you really costume up like that, your cape and stuff disappear. Because that's Goonie if the cape stays. So yeah.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah. So, cool. That's cool. Now what, however?
Okay, now Anubis appears, holding a lantern, and guides me into the earth. Just like,
Where are you going?
I am choosing the no. I'm going inside the compound to where the
Wayland
last
was?
known,
Right.
last known location
Right.
of Wayland.
Excellent. Okay. That's going to be a couple of moves. So you're going to come
that's fair
up.
enough.
Yeah, you'll come up in 8. Or sorry,
Just
in,
tell me.
Sorry, you'll come up in 6. Yeah.
I respeeded down to 4.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so you're going to come up in
9 or 12.
9. It'll be 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So good. All right. Then you yes, down at cool. Anubis guides him into the earth. So the coolness really is that it doesn't look like, Mr. Mole tunneling, right?
Right.
At all.
Yeah, no.
It's instead it's actually kind of a cool mystic
Yeah.
It's passing through the underworld. just to get
underworld
somewhere.
journey.
Yeah.
Right. Traveling the river. All right, then. So, we take you to... my phases are all confused now. That was 4. And Scorpion and...
5?
That was
Beginning
5.
of 5.
That was the beginning of 5. Now it's Torment. Torment is going to smash a corner of the detainees' complex and start doing terrible destruction to things and people. The face of the giant distorts in agony. It has an emotion for the first time as it takes this action. You guys couldn't see its face when it threw him, but now you can. When it takes physical action, the face distorts with unguessable agonies. Crash, boom, massive mayhem occurs, and the place erupts in screams. That was on 5. I believe that Brian also goes on 5, and so does Finn. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I believe Finn goes first.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to talk to Scorpion and tell him, now, smarted a bit. Is that the best you've got?
Mm-hmm.
Come over here and let's go another round. And I am then moving away from the fence and away from everybody else.
Excellent. Make a presence attack. Let's see if he's inclined. He's not uninclined to do that. So,
Indeed, but I don't have
sort of a
lot
chance.
I got a 6 because I only have 2 dice of focus.
Ah, right. Okay. So your only action really is just to maneuver.
Yes, I'm just kind of moving away from the fence in the compound and taking further away if he follows me. If not, then
Are you outside the fence still?
I didn't go in the tunnel. So,
Right. So, okay, yeah. So you're outside the fence with him.
So
Okay,
I'm
so you're going to
giving it
fade back as much
actually
as you
a
can. Mm-hmm.
Full move, I think.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. So now, Brian.
So,
Now I take the recovery.
Right, got it. Okay, so then we are all accounted for. Segment 6.
You said I was on track to arrive on segment 9, right?
Correct. Okay.
I may have to take a recovery and push that back to 12
Okay.
because
Okay.
I'm spending.
Right, quite a bit. Yeah, so you're gonna spend a little more time in the underworld than we thought. All right, good. So you do that, and so that's on 6. And Scorpion had aborted his action for 4, but now he's okay for his 6 action, and so he actually is going to laugh at you a little bit and say, "We can dance whenever, but sooner or later, Amy's going to get you. I can only think of one way you'll stay clear of that. And that's with us.
Okay.
Next time, I'll be interested in your answer. And he flies and flits backwards until he's basically he'll have to turn a corner or vanish into the side of a building. All right. Then so that's what he does. That's on 6. 7, nobody goes that I know of. 8, Mr. Speedy. Nope, he's busy. And not Speedy. 8 for... Oh, geez. Wow, you guys are just letting torment rampage, aren't you? Okay.
Well, I haven't.
Actually, he's been burning... Now that I think about it, he's been burning endurance as well. So he's also going to take a recovery. He's going to basically... His idea of taking a recovery is to do this kind of arms spread, head up, kind of relaxed pose against the sky. And also, that was on 8. I forgot to mention at the end of 6 is when finally the ordinary people all do what they do, which is to erupt into screams and communications and the beginnings of some kind of mobilization in response to all this disaster.
Okay.
And of course, since the building got smushed on 5, a number of people in the detainment center are actually bursting their way out of there and are milling around, like right around his feet. So, or legs. 9.
Oh,
wait, Finn, sorry. Yeah, sorry. You got an 8. Both of you have 8s.
Yeah.
My mistake. Finn first.
Yes. I'm looking around to see the largest nearby rock that I could pick up. I'm going to pick it up and hurl it at the head of Torment.
Ah, okay.
I hope. Well, I suppose I should check how far away.
Well, I was going to say it's pretty far, but on the other hand, he's enormous. So you actually, the range modifier is significantly decreased. And so therefore you are, that's actually a pretty fair...
How heavy is my rock that I've found?
Heavy enough for you to throw and lift, or lift and throw. So that would be for a 30. That's about a 30 strength. You got a 40 strength. To be able to throw it, you need a 4. It needs to be for a 30, right?
Okay.
So therefore, if we were to look up our strength chart, anybody want to look up in the strength chart what 30 strength? I can tell you, you can get a boulder that weighs a car.
Okay. And
so you're not talking about a little boulder. You're talking about a great, big, enormous monster boulder. You were like, sort of. You gotta kind of like do a little sway to get under it and get your arm behind it. And I'm going to say that it's almost more of a shot put than a baseball throw because you're at the maximum of your strength.
Like that.
So roll a hit.
Okay. A 12. And I assume my CV hitting things is 7.
That's right. His is 8.
This it's not going to overcome.
The question is whether it is quite a distance.
Yeah.
So you have some of a distance modifier. I'm going to say, unfortunately, that misses.
Okay, so I'm adding to the general destruction.
You completely smunched something awful. Fortunately, the detainment center is between you and him, so therefore you don't hit like innocent people. Crawl. And so might have been nice if you'd mentioned that part at least. So just
I knew I was going to hit him. It wouldn't have mattered.
True. Okay, true. So let's take a. Let's see how lucky you are. Do you have any luck? I don't think you do.
I have no luck at all.
Do you have any unluck?
I don't have any unluck.
Okay. That's too bad. Because sometimes you just want to leave it up to luck. Yeah. Given what I said, it's probably going to land in the sort of the driving parking lot area. You'll probably squish a Jeep or something. So,
I like that.
yeah. All right. Let's go ahead. You spent a ton of endurance, though.
Yes.
What
else am I going to do?
Brian's turn.
I would like to take another recovery, and I want to ask you if, since talking is a free action, does that include like streaming what's happening through my cell phone?
That's not going to be streaming. Not a free action. That's going to be you're manipulating a device, so you'd probably have to take at least a half phase action to do that. But in case you care, there is a little globe that has been hovering over the fray the entire time, which is crackling with purple lightning. And she did say that she was in messaging mode, communications mode.
Oh, yes, you're right. Okay. All right, so I guess I can take the recovery and try to talk to Myrmidon.
Sure. Good plan, actually.
So it's Myrmidon. It's not the ball now. It's Myrmidon floating around, like.
Please do what you're going to do. You say you're going to talk. I'll let you know if it gets through or not. There's no way for you to know whether Myrmidon can hear you specifically.
All right, perfect. Yes, I thought I had misheard something. All right. So I scream. You have to do something. People need to know about this.
Excellent.
This is going south really fast.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That was on 8, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
9.
Come up from the underworld.
I think Rod was going to.
I took a recovery on 6, so I'm a segment behind.
Gonna wait till 12. Okay.
Traveling, yeah.
Okay.
Similar.
On 10, let's see. On 10, the little ball responds to you. I'm actually fairly impressed by that one. Why don't you, in fact, go ahead and make a presence attack retroactively. Right. So you've got your baseline, which is what, 15 or 20, I believe? 20 presence?
My presence is 20, yes. 20.
So that's going to be 4 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Got that. Got that. Got that. Got that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dice.
9 dice total?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Nothing like that appropriate monologue. So I need to know this based on what Tina's going to do to affect what Tina does next.
No, para. 9, 10. ¿Cuánto es 10? 9, entonces 10, 20, 29, 30, 31.
Pretty damn good, actually. Target will very deeply consider what you say. And she does. So you did that on 8. That's why on 10, the first thing that happens is for the little ball, right, which has been there, like crackling with purple lightning up there in the sky. Pretty low, actually, but there in the camp. Drops the purple lightning and goes zip, and zips in like attacks Torment, basically, going straight into Torment. So. Now this is going to be kind of a weird effect that I want you to grasp. The little ball, which is like the size of a basketball, right, goes like super fast. As it goes, it shrinks, and lands smack in Myrmidon's hand, who is standing right there at the end of the flight path, right where Torment is. And then she clenches her fist and strikes straight, and she's like in the air, right? Strikes straight into Torment's head, right there from next to it.
Whoa.
Funky teleport. So, kind of depends on like where the camera goes and where the angles go for it to work, but otherwise you can't really tell what the fuck happens. What would it look like if you pulled back? I don't know. So, therefore, nice hit. All right, this is a nice timely addition to the fight as far as you guys are concerned, I think. So, right, lands a mighty blow, and staggering. I mean, they're obviously a giant has like a lot less knockback. Right, it has minus knockback built into growth, but still staggers Torment, and Torment's actual response at that moment, the growth suddenly disappears, and there's a person there on the ground, person-sized. So she really hammered him, and he dropped the power use. Okay, he could do that at the beginning of his action because his action is next. And so, yes, his action is to also go ghostly. Gotta hate it when they do that. 10 continues.
Okay.
Next is Finn, I believe.
Okay. Right. If there is another convenient small truck-sized rock, I would like to have a slightly different approach to throwing it around the place.
Oh, okay. What are you going to do?
This one is being bowled along the ground through the kill zone, no man's land, ideally cutting across to the corner where the tower is and trying to clear all this out of the way. Because I'm no use to anyone out here, but I've got no way of getting inside. So let's see what happens when things cross the kill zone.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, you got the rock. Yeah, you got the rock as cover. It's going to take you a little while, but
I'm not trying to move, and I'm trying to bowl it across like a bowling ball. Simple sort of effect.
Spend the endurance. And I don't really see that you even really need to hit. It's because it doesn't really matter where it goes as long as it goes through, right? It's not like you're really aiming somewhere.
Big hole in fence is kind of the aim.
Yeah,
but
you can do that. Roll. Yeah. You know what? Just roll your 8 strength d8. Roll your 9 strength. Your 9 dice of strength.
I've only got 8.
True.
I'm just been not full. Would you like a body or a?
Yeah, I do.
7.
Okay, 7 body? It'll crunch the fence. It won't like completely obliterate it the way you really want it to, but the rock will come to a stop and the fence will sag open and you can kind of like clamber over there. Fair?
That sounds fair to me.
Okay.
Nothing blew up on the way or shot at it or anything like that?
They're kind of busy. Actually, some devices go off, but, scrunching the fence kind of... They're anti-personnel. They're not anti-boulder. So, so no, it's not as though Kirby crackles go off and the whole thing vaporizes or anything like that. Next, is, let's see, so that was 10. So next is Brian, I believe.
All right. So I do a mind scan looking for Brimstone.
Aha. Right. Go ahead. Attack.
So it's. Do I do the 6 dice right away?
No.
I don't remember.
No. Roll 3d6.
First the 3 dice.
Yes.
Right. 6.
Okay. Man. You with a roll that's good because you've been rolling like 10s and 11s and stuff on that the whole time, which has been misses. So now you scan. He's not here.
All right.
He never has been.
He never has been.
Yeah.
But
With this roll, you finally realize that you've been up against a superior mentalist.
Oh, holy shit. All right.
What your role gives you is an understanding of the mental defenses that have been set up to misdirect you, or to misdirect that kind of approach. Remember how I said that they couldn't defend against weird, mystic, otherworldly bullshit?
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
They're pretty good against
They
your
can
kind of
defend.
thing. Yeah.
Yes. That's what you get for having registered powers. So.
Well, you're that's true, but it's not your telepathy that was registered, but it was the technology, though. The technology they do know.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, my
So,
telepathy
yeah.
is an offspring of the
Right.
Monsanto gene sequence, so it's not that far away.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
So
So
yeah, whereas the Allblades' powers have basically waltzed through everything because, they
yes.
have no idea what that is. Yeah. Okay, good. So that's that. So that was 10. 12.
All right, I'm up here.
Right.
That's excited about leaving the underworld.
Well, let's see. Yeah, I know. He's full of wisdom. We're never going to understand. So the first person who's going to go, however, will be Myrmidon, who basically goes into people saving mode. What's happened is that the people are getting torn up in those fences because they're running into the fences that directs them, the only place they can go. But they're like a mob, so they're getting torn up by the barbed wire and stuff like that, and piling up. So what she does is she just rips away the fences. So she's tearing up the fences so that the people can disperse somewhat. And she's shouting, "Give me a hand over here!" So what's Finn going to do, I think? Right?
Okay, yes, I'm heading into the compound, I guess. I am probably quite a way away from anything that's currently happening unless I get bushwhacked on the way. But I will try and follow my boulder through the fence and onwards into the compound. Actually, I would like to try and see if I can see Dean Wayland as I am going in.
Okay, so you're not going to help Myrmidon, is my question.
I don't think I'm close enough to help Myrmidon. I will.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, so you're going to go running after, right?
Going that
Okay,
direction.
good. So use all your running and then make a perception check to see if you can find Wayland.
That'll be a no then.
Oh, bummer.
Roll 15.
Okay, well, you're busy looking around.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and see what Rod was going to do.
Emerge from the ground at John's last known location.
Excellent. He's there. And you're just in time to see the members of Ghost fading away.
Okay.
And John, clutching his face and eyes, crying out in fear and pain.
Okay. I'll say, John, it's me, Michael. I'm here to take you from here.
He's very much in a panic. If you want to, I don't know how you're going to do this. You want to make it a presence attack?
Gosh, I just don't know what the. I mean, I'm trying to say it. I guess I'm trying to say it in a. I guess I'm not trying to say it. I guess I feel like Michael is inevitably saying it in a gentle but unmistakably mournful tone.
Right, I get that.
And if you feel that's a presence attack, then
it is an attempt to compel a specific act based on an emotional appeal.
Okay.
So yes, it is. It's kind of interesting. Presence attacks aren't necessarily all weaponized, right?
I understand that.
It's
just a question.
Right. They can be, in some ways, they can often be appeals of humanity.
Okay.
So, that's kind of an important point. So therefore, go ahead and take that. So it's a very appropriate monologue. You're up against a couple of problems. You're going to get +1 die, and you might actually have got more usually, but there's a problem.
Okay. That's 13.
13. Okay. No, you're probably going to have to use a little guidance and a slight force to do this, because you're realizing something's wrong with him.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What am I on?
I'm sorry?
Do I have a half phase left?
Sure.
Okay. I'll re-cadoodle my DPP. Success, so I'll go for 20 active points in ego defense usable on others.
Right, yeah. Okay, so hold off on that for now, because you just switched it. Right.
That's 12.
Right. Okay, so then we go to Brian.
Yeah.
They just faded away, both of them.
That's their deal.
Alright, so I go up to where Myrmidon is and help her with the damned fences.
You're going to clear out this area, and I think the auxiliary goal is to keep people from.
You get to fight more.
And say that again.
I'm mad that they got away.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I will get a free thought balloon.
Yes.
As I'm helping people, like scolding myself, reflexively, like I should be thankful that we're being able to help all these people, but all I can think about is that I can't mind scan these guys in fear that they will get back to me. They're better than me mentally, They tricked me. I can't trust my telepathy. All of a sudden.
Good response. Post segment 12 recovery for everybody. And about that point in the very end of 12-2 is when the first organized paramilitary response shows up. The security system it's not, there hasn't been time for, external forces to arrive with helicopters or anything like that. But armed people are starting to show up to try to manage what's going on. And you guys are sort of the clear let's see where the we have Kroll and we have the Oblate in the same spot, correct? With Father Wayland, with Dean Wayland, correct?
I think we're in the same area.
Right. And
Didn't
so
actually
then,
spot them.
well, you're looking. The Kroll is still looking around, right?
Yeah.
But and then we have Brian and Myrmidon with all these people. Separately, you will be confronted by relatively organized, armed individuals who are part of the guard and system of the camp. Now, these guys are not military, but they have a militaristic command structure, and a lot of detached military is sort of helping run the place. So just letting you know, it's not like a crack veterans run operation. I mean, it's not a incredibly military. Let me start all over. They look a little bit out of their depth. However, heavily armed.
Great combination.
The people over with Brian and Myrmidon look as though they may well start shooting into the crowd, sort of as their first, reflexive way to deal with the problem of escape. They've been trained to shoot if the prisoners escape, right, or riot, or whatever, and they haven't been trained to do anything else. So that particular group looks pretty intent on shooting. Whereas the group with Kroll or the group with the Oblate with Kroll nearby is looking a lot more uncertain, although they are pointing weapons at you. Okay. Segment 3, I believe, is the one that we need to concern ourselves with, correct?
You tell me. I mean, I'm on 3.
Yep. So it's on 3. Myrmidon will basically go into full corporate mode, right? And instantly demands. She's actually going to speak in a very military way, a corporate way. She's going to say, stand down. Weapons use is not justified. I am Myrmidon. We demand to speak to your commanding officer. So, Brian, since you're in that same area, I'm going to work with you guys sort of as a group. What are you going to do?
What's their biggest vehicle?
Their biggest vehicle. They don't have tanks, but they have a Humvee.
Humvee. All right. That's like yeah. I think I know what that is. It's a bit like a 4x4, right? Like a little.
Yeah, it's got those square angles. Yeah.
All right. I burst through it, like side to side. Like I split it in two by flying through it as a form of a presence attack. I want these guys to chill, for a moment.
He's getting pretty good at presence attacks, isn't he, guys?
Definitely.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's hers. You've got... something? That's 10 dice total.
I think the sort of people who work here, seeing a Humvee destroyed is like...
Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, they're not inclined to do it, so drop 1 dice. So that's going to be 9 dice, but still.
All right. So, when I want to change one little thing, I I will make it look like I'm like leaping through it. I don't want it to be
Right.
that
Right.
obvious that I'm
Yeah, exactly. I got
flying.
you. Hmm.
You know.
Go ahead.
So you said 9 dice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dice.
All right. So Michael and Finn, what will you do?
I'm sorry, how close is Finn to me? I'm just trying to decide.
It sounds like I'm close enough that we can both be shot by the same people.
I would put it this way: he's not next to you, and he hasn't seen you yet, so he's not that close.
Okay. I mean, assuming I'm not force wall around me and the Dean, and then for my first half phase, and then second half phase, use the ego defense on it.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Well, this is all very visual, so Finn, you have no problem seeing him at this time.
Yeah, it's a big glowing
Right.
force bubble with
Right.
runes on it.
What did you get, Santiago?
36.
6. You guys, basically, they are so cowed and overawed that they're not going to shoot until such a time as, you guys get a chance to talk. You're not going to have a sit down with the commander. That's not going to happen. What's going to happen at your end of things is that Myrmidon is basically going to, inform ICE of exactly what got, sent out across the interwebs today. And I'll tell you the result of that duel a little bit later. There was a duel of messaging going on that we need to attend to. But which is high level stuff. But you guys are definitely, you can go.
Okay.
And
Wait.
I'm talking to Myrmidon and Brian at the moment.
Yep.
There's more to say about that, but we have time dependence here. So Rod and Ross,
Yes.
what happens? Yes, go ahead.
This feels like a situation where discretion is the best part of valor, and I should run away.
Okay, good enough. Right, you can say, you know what,
back
this
to
is
where
kind
I
of
came.
crappy. Right, good enough. What will you do, Ross? You're running off. You're going to wait for them, I mean?
I think Michael the Oblate has this covered better than I do. I am heading off in the closest it looks like cover in the compound, heading for the hole in the fence. I know.
Got it. Okay. Rod.
So, like I said, force wall around us.
No, you got that. No, that's no problem. I mean, bullets bounce off. You're fine.
Yeah.
Now what?
Is he snapped out of it? Or
He's he's attempting to recover. He recognizes you. He's like,
All right.
Michael?
it's me, John. We don't have a lot of time. You're going to have to trust me.
All right.
Switch VPP to back to tunneling. I'll,
Right.
if need be, do I
Right.
need to do usable on others?
No, tunneling you can carry. I mean, you're taking an
I'm just
unresisting
carrying-
person.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So,
Right. All right, then. And so...
Anubis, good
yes.
to see you again.
Okay, so right, the commander tells Myrmidon and Brian somewhat shakily to stay where you are so we can, sort this out. And is obviously very shaken at the idea that, all kinds of information has been beamed around. Tina looks at you and says, "Time to go." And she doesn't order you. She's asking in a kind of a comradely way if you agree that it's time to go.
I tell her, yeah, let's do it, but you have to carry me because I can't fly. So I like grab hold of her.
Right. She holds you and flies up, and a little bit higher says, completely in Tina's voice, and said, "That is the lamest excuse I have ever heard." And so
Well, I'm trying to. I have a reputation to protect here.
so now you guys are both like in the air, like above.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the
No,
kind of
now-
control, right? She doesn't have the kind of control in the air that you have. She has mostly just linear flight. She can't do like loop-de-loops and barrel rolls and
Oh.
slow. She's
Alright.
subject to more ordinary rules of momentum than you are. So just
Alright.
letting you know. I mean,
So I tell her, is it alright if I go back to the university? I do have a shift to earn.
okay. Tina says, "Stay safe and stay in touch." And then corporate says, "Contract negotiations will begin soon. Stay, keep communications open."
Well, you just I am in the process of opening the new profile, as you remember. So just get on with it. You know where to find me. I have the app.
The way I see it is there's two different word balloons, right? And they have like different shapes and different fonts, right? So, okay, Rod, you look thoughtful or something.
Oh no, I'm just coming down.
Okay. So, you guys want to finish up? I figure you can collect crawl if you want to, pretty easily.
Sure. I mean, I figure once we can extract from the compound, there's all sorts of ways to get back to the city.
Myrmidon will find you as well.
Okay.
Whereas
We're gonna
Brian
do a
has,
little
Brian has gone on
little-
by himself.
little
And it's-
denouement type thing.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. Tina will say, "Is everybody okay?" All those people back there, did you see them? It's all I could do to keep from... And then corporate kicks in and says, "Objective secured."
I'm
I love that.
getting.
You guys are
used
starting to
my-
get used to it. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rod.
I want to use 20 points ego defense usable on others and use it on Myrmidon and say, no corporate, just Tina.
All right. Interesting.
Do we want to hold on that? Okay.
No. I like this. Okay.
I like it too. I just wanted
Right,
to-
but what's going to happen is she's going to unhook her helmet and take it off, and she'll say, and she's like breathing kind of hard, and she says, "It won't work, Michael. It's not a power, it's my choice." And
Sorry to hear that.
she says, "I don't like it either. But we need the insurance." She looks back and forth at both of you, and you guys all realize you're about the same age, and she says, "You understand."
Yeah.
Sorry. I take the effective.
And so, but she says, "I do as good a job as I can." And says, and she's fighting against it. Just don't take the off. Puts her helmet back on and says,
Okay.
"Bye," and goes. Right.
Damn. Ah.
How was it, guys?
Wow, that was a real ringer.
Yeah.
By the way, denouement to the denouement, can we pass a television or
We want to see how the messaging went. Right.
log on to a computer?
Right. Well, this is going to be this is going to be a shit show. Right. It's going to be a circus for a while.
Yeah.
There's the claims that the that there was an attack on the detainment camp by obvious social justice criminals.
Right.
There's going to be the claim, on the other hand, of the of what actually was happening at the detainment camp and the nefarious economic purposes to which it was being put. There's going to be a demand for a full identification of all the detainees. That's the big thing. Let's de-black the holding pen. Let's find out who's there. Let's process them. So the spin control, the potential for such an entity to obfuscate the issue using all the right buzzwords in the media is enormous. And so it's a very fraught issue, particularly in Texas. And so therefore, instantly, it's going to be an astonishingly polarizing event. Nobody cares what happened. Everybody cares where they stand about what happened. Think Ruby Ridge, Rod, except exponentially more explosive in terms of individual responses. The first concerted, violent effort toward ICE begins to occur. People actually sabotaging offices or shooting. We're not talking about refusal at a restaurant. Like an ICE guy goes to a restaurant and he gets shot in the head by somebody. So that starts happening. But the story is out there. And the more and more and more, and the push to actually identify the detainees takes hold. The word ghost is spoken. And I'll just let you know, Z vanishes.
Yeah.
Just vanishes.
Jesus Christ.
Woo.
Finn, sooner or later you're going to have a shift at that coffee shop, right?
Yes.
You have a new coworker.
Oh, okay.
His name is Fred.
I'm sure he's a lovely chap.
Anybody remember Fred?
I don't remember Fred.
Is he one of the activists? No? Oh, I don't remember Fred.
I don't remember Fred at all.
He was the young guy with Vorsky.
Oh, yes. I know that guy.
Oh.
Okay.
So he's been fired?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright.
How
Wow.
is
He
that?
failed in his ambition to acquire the rights to use.
That's right.
Oh, alright.
American
All right.
corporate culture is sort of failure
You know,
to tolerate.
We
Yeah,
still don't know what's going on with Finn's brother, Manowar.
No.
Although
And
conveniently,
we're going
obviously,
Mhm.
Finn could not
Next.
have been destroying a IC detainment center because I was definitely at a military complex somewhere else.
That's right. Right. All right. Well, good. You guys can discuss the Unsilverbeak sooner or later.
Right.
It's a work in progress, you know.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Okay.
Yes.
Have a good time. Thank you so much.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.